Hello, hello, hello. Just testing this out. I got a new headset with a new microphone, so I wanted to see how it works. And I also saw the Avatar teaser came out today, so I thought I'd talk about that a little bit because I'm sure it's going to just touch off a maelstrom of talk in our culture and in just, the zeitgeist. So I thought I'd just get a head start on that because I even shared it on my Facebook page and got some interesting responses from a friend, particularly one who's in the military. So I thought I'd just talk about that a little because it's fascinating. Because yeah, of course, the first Avatar, big cultural phenomenon, everybody knows about it, and of course, it's famously a visually astounding film, but also it's very easy to poke holes in where you're like, huh, why didn't they just do that? Or why is the plot so simple? Or why is it such a simplistic narrative? And the simplistic narrative, and it's also, of course, one that's been well treaded in American media, is just some person goes to some other country, finds it exotic and exciting, and and pretends like they're one of the native people and kind of adopts the native people. And then their own country comes to get aggressive with the native people, and they fight against their native people with their adopted people. And of course, there's also a story Last of the Mohicans, Dances with Wolves, The Last Samurai, all sorts of stuff like that. Then you tie in kind of the pretty straightforward conservationist theme. The environment is beautiful, it's protected, and of course, there's a lot of ways we can just call the film simplistic and a little funny. And so that's all true. But of course, now that there's going to be four sequels coming out, I think it's quite apparent that this was really just a prologue. The first film was a prologue, and the creator wanted to really make stories about the Na'vi flying around in Pandora on their magic planet and having adventures that way. So the human element maybe is not as involved as we originally thought it would be. But I imagine it's still going to be involved in some way. So I thought it'd be worth, just kind of giving a little historiographical recap of that sort of thing. And I think the most important thing we can all remember is that this was all the business guy's fault. The film gets past it pretty quickly, but this is explicitly supposed to be a research slash mining operation, and the military are just there for protection. But when push comes to shove, the business guy is given an option between not getting aggressive, and he chooses to deliberately ignore the scientists who are experts on the planet and the native people, and instead just side with pure aggression, which is just a terrible move that has terrible consequences for everybody. Being a leader means having to make the calls, and it's easy for us to forget in hindsight because the Quaritch actor is so charismatic, but he's not supposed to be the one in charge. It's supposed to be the businessman who pays for everything. And if he tells the military guys to not go in there, not to take charge, they should, and they probably will. So we shouldn't look at this film as a case of the military being destroyed by natives or the natives being oppressed by the military. We should look at it as a case where terrible political leadership, not military leadership, led to calls that killed a bunch of military personnel and innocent people while leaving said politician relatively unscathed. I don't know what the planned future story for this character is, but the reality is he should be nailed to the frickin' wall because he was left in charge of this highly profitable, highly important, highly delicate operation, and he managed to jack it all up and lose all the profit and lose many personnel lives and many local lives, innocent lives, and reflect badly on the entire human race to this first contact species. So, as we continue in this discussion, I just hope we remember that.